I was at Coca-Cola and somebody in the back of the room said, "Oh, but moms don't buy our products." And I looked at this young man and I said, "How do you think the Gatorade got into the refrigerator?" You know what I mean? Like, who do you think is taking your Coca-Cola into the house for the birthday party? It's not the dad, I assure you, right? I heard later that that young man was no longer working for Coca-Cola. You know, moms buy everything. So finally people started clicking. And you know what really turned the tables for me was when Bill Clinton was running for president of the United States. His election was attributed to the soccer mom who voted him into office. And once the soccer mom became sexy and politically powerful, then marketers started to say, wow, she's spending a lot of money in the United States. And at the time that I quantified what the spending was of moms, it was $3.1 trillion. And today in the United States, it has risen to $4.3 trillion that she spends annually in the United States. So by my calculation, she's the most powerful consumer in the US.
She is the CFO of the house.
Yes.
85% of purchase decisions she is
Right.
taking. So,
Right.
which is the most non-obvious category, completely unimaginable categories where mother is
So,
focus?
so I have to tell you about this funny meeting I was in. I was in a meeting and I was asking for funding for my company in the early days. And I was in a meeting. There was 12 men sitting around a board table. They listened to very politely listened to my presentation on the power of moms. And I looked at them before I ended and I said, "Can I ask everyone a personal question? Can you raise your hand if you bought your own deodorant or did your wife buy it?" All the men kind of looked at each other and not one of them, they started laughing. Not one of them had purchased their own deodorant. I wound up walking away with a lot of funding that day because they were like, wow, you're right. She really does buy everything, even technology. The female in the house influences up to 60% of the purchases of technology in the home. They purchase 80% of the travel. They influence 70% of the vehicles, even if it's a truck for the husband. They still influence that purchase. So the buying power of a woman with children is extremely, extremely powerful.